Wow. Right, guys. Oh! I think I'm going to leave it there. Look, this is the first open world Star Wars game, right? Clearly they are going to have taken inspiration from other open world games. There's a few things that I've seen so far that are similarities with Red Dead Redemption 2. So you've got like the reputation system, which is similar to the honor system. You've got the adrenaline thing, which is very similar to Deadeye. You got a fairly slow opening chapter that really establishes a story, establishes who Kay is, gives you the mechanics of the game, which are all fairly intuitive. There's nothing too difficult in the first, in the opening hour or so, but it really does establish a story and who the characters are. Story-wise, it feels very Star Wars, right? It feels very in line with the trope that Star Wars is. The stuff that you saw from the original trilogy, the stuff that you saw from the Rey series. You know, there's a lot of that in there. What I would say is, at the point that this game is released, there is very, very tough competition, right? If we're thinking in terms of what might be Game of the Year, there's very, very tough competition out at the moment. But this game, I feel like we're just getting into the open world side of things where we can just explore and do what we want. But there's very clear guidance to where your next mainline mission is. So you could just hit main story quite quickly, I think. I don't know how many hours this is for main story. I'd have to have a look. But it feels like you could run through the main story quite quickly. But that's very similar to, Red Dead 2. I did main story of Red Dead 2 in under 24 hours. And I feel like you could probably race through this as well. But the whole point of the open world games is that you are free to explore. There's going to be lots of NPC interaction. There's going to be lots of, side quests and side missions you can go to. There's little Easter eggs for the Star Wars, like when she said, "I hope this is not a trash chute." It's clearly a callback to Luke Skywalker in the trash chute. I'm happy with it so far. It feels like a good game. It feels like something that I want to keep playing. There's stuff that entices you. It's a mission, and then it's the ship, and then it's the speeder. There's all these things that draw you back into the game. I mean, it looks epic in terms of environment. Graphics on the characters, facial graphics, body graphics, movement graphics. I mean, they're good. They feel fairly in line with what Ubisoft is. I think there's stuff out there at the moment that looks from a character point of view looks a bit more refined than some of this stuff we see in here. But is it good enough for this game? Absolutely, I think it's good enough. It doesn't need, not every detail needs to be absolutely phenomenal. The world looks amazing. The music feels very Star Wars. One of the big things with Star Wars is that kind of John Williams tracks that you get along with the Star Wars series. It feels like that. It feels epic. The sound is very beautiful. So that's one of the major things for me is the music of the game. When you're going through those cinematic scenes, certainly it feels like a Star Wars film. I can kind of feel my way through where I think the story is going. There is some predictability with it, but I think that predictability comes with the territory of a Star Wars game. There's going to be a certain amount, Star Wars very much based on this hero's journey thing, wanting to get off your home planet, wanting to go out and explore the galaxy. That's the kind of core of the Star Wars journey, and that's basically where we are with Kay at the moment. Nix is a character I really like, getting into open doors, getting into fetch stuff. It saves you having to run to every single spot. You can get him, send him off to fetch stuff, and then kind of carry on with your journey, carry on moving, and then just pick it up from him. So, based on the first hour, it's exciting. It's obviously very story driven, a little bit of a slow start, but I think needed in order to develop the story of the characters. Do I recommend? Absolutely. I think there's so much more to explore in this game. And once I've played a little bit more, I'll give you a more thorough review. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you made it this far through, please do hit that follow button. I'd love to have you as part of the community that we're building here on YouTube, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.